far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Racers Elite Wednesday Xfinity Series Racing here on SRM. Leaning in to help out tonight, I am Shane Cochran, not your usual host, but excited to be here for some action at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Along with me tonight, going to be Emmett Crow. Emmett, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine. How you doing tonight, Shane? And this is going to be a great race, and I'm glad that I get to be a part of this. I'm looking forward to some great racing tonight. Nashville Fairgrounds, wow, kind of a throwback though on this schedule for sure.
Yeah, going to be a fun one. Just over a half-mile track. We're here just after sunset. 71 degrees in the air, 73 degrees on track. We got 140 laps here. 4 additional sets of tires, 65% fuel. But at the track like this, you're not going to be worried about fuel. You're going to be worried about tires and track position. As usual, we have our incident cap at 25 points. We'll do 2 green-white checkers if we need them. And you got 1 fast repair waiting in the pits for you if you need it. Looks like we're going to have close to 20 drivers with us here tonight. We're waiting on them to wrap up qualifying, and then we will run through the grid with you. While we're sitting here, we're going to take a look at the schedule for this Wednesday Xfinity Series here on Racers Elite. This is race number 4 on the schedule. We got Pocono next week, then Las Vegas and Bristol before going to Portland. That should be a fun one too. And we'll take a look. 3 races in, Sean Dunaway Brandon Puffenbarger and Steven Luttrell already picking up wins and locking themselves into the playoffs, assuming they make all the participation requirements to get there. Going to be a 12-car playoff. Looks like they're cutting off there. So Truth Hoke, last one in right now on points, but slim margins all the way through the field at this point in the season. So it looks like drivers are beginning to grid up here now that qualifying has wrapped up.
I tell you, Shane, it's going to be interesting to see if Andrew Teft can't go back to back. You know, these tracks are kind of a similar layout, with Gateway being just a little bit more of an egg shape, but it'll be interesting for sure to see if we have our first two-time winner in this series tonight.
Absolutely. We've got just 3 or 4 more cars to get lined up here on track. Once they do, we're going to run through this grid. Looks like Andrew Taft going to start on the pole with Truth Hoke to his outside. That's going to be your front row here tonight. Riding on board that iRacing pace truck. Looking back on the grid. And here we go. It's going to be Andrew Taft and Truth Hoke on the front row, like I said. In row 1, Brandon Puffenbarger and Dennis Kane in row 2. Curtis Ecker and Kirby Wainscott, row 3. Brandon Massey and Cody Benelli in row 4. Then Sean Dunaway and Troy Thomas rounding out your starting top 10. Rob Yost Jr. and Joshua Neal in row 6. Then Barry Nelson and Alex Teft, row 7. Terry Fennell and Ira Kohlhaas in row 8. Stephen Luttrell, Richard Ode in row 9. Eric Howard, Brett Bray in row 10. Not sure if Bray actually started the race.
I didn't mean to cut you off right there. I thought you wanted me to read it off there for a second.
Oh, no problem. No, I was just checking some of the settings here as we get ready for the race to get started. Short track like this, looks like we're getting 2 pace laps just to make sure everyone's got those belts tight. And those radios working to chat with their crew chief. Like I said, this is going to be some good old-fashioned short track racing. Don't expect a ton of fuel strategy, but it's going to be all about track position and tires. And right now, Andrew Teft has both. He's going to start on the pole. Green flag is out. We are racing at Nashville. Tight quarters here. Taft staying low. We've already got a car in the wall. And a car goes around.
Stephen Luttrell.
The 36 and the 76 caught up in that one.
Man.
Let's take a look how that got started. They're all the way in the back of the field. There's a car in the wall. Let's back that one up a little bit more. Is that the 81? Or at least by paint scheme, 81. Just gets tight up there in the 76. Maybe trying to subconsciously avoid him cuts down on the 36, it looked like to me. But no heavy contact or damage expected there as we have our first caution of the night.
Yeah, just a little bit of contact, but expect a lot of beating and banging tonight, Shane. And it'd be interesting to see, the temperatures are cool, but let's see how these drivers' tempers are going to be for sure, if they're going to be hot or not.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not sure what happened to Andrew there. He was our leader while we were checking the replay. Now he's in the back.
Did he jump the start? Oh, man.
It does look like he had a black flag there on lap 0. Getting the EOL. You know, Emmett, that's the second penalty for a pole sitter jumping a start I've seen in the last 2 weeks. I'm wondering if iRacing made an update to be a little more strict about that or something.
Yeah, last week we saw it for sure, and now we're seeing it with the league owner, Mr. Andrew Teff. So it shows that nobody is safe when it comes to the good old iRacing officials.
So that's going to leave the 55 of Truth Hoke out front. Puffenbarger in second and Ecker in third.
That's good for Truth. He's had a couple tough weeks. Of course, he's winning he's leading at Daytona, ended up blowing up. And then last week at Worldwide, you know, he just got involved in a couple wrecks and just didn't have a good night like he thought he would. But great to see him up here. And a great qualifying effort, too, by the way.
All right, it only took us 2 laps to find that first caution of the night. We're coming back to the green flag here, and Hoke with a great start. That 55 AC Delco machine out front, getting a pretty decent lead.
Shoot spot. But it makes me wonder, Shane, are these drivers going to be a lot more conservative coming to the restart? Are they going to not try to jump it as we've seen? You know, like you said, the last 2 weeks, we've seen these EOLs given to the pole sitter on the first lap. So that'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, you know, the way iRacing does it, of course, the green flag starts the race, but all the restarts are on the leader as long as that pace car is off. So, oh, and there we see the 196 going around. Makes contact with the 81. That's Barry Nelson involved. Richard Ode and Eric Howard also involved in incidents. No caution, though.
Oh, gosh.
So Hoke is coming around. He's going to come right up on these slow wrecked cars.
It's dangerous.
Surprised that didn't bring out a caution. I mean, we had multiple cars on the racing line stopped for just a second. So we're going to take a look back real quick while we can. And see, it was the 196 off the bumper of the 81. That was Barry Nelson. Let's check that again here. Back it up just a little bit. Just gets loose on the outside.
Yeah.
And then hits Teft and then goes around.
Man. Oh, man. And then that tap in the back.
Looks like Ode is on pit road. You can just hear the tires squealing here around the fairgrounds. And we've already got a handful of drivers laps down now after that early issue. We check in on Andrew Taft. I mean, he's worked his way up to 13th. But track position always going to be key at a short track like this, and having an EOL, I mean, I guess if you're going to get it at the first lap so you have time to recover. 3 wide. There, that's Troy Thomas in the middle. Joshua Neal down low.
As our good buddy, Mr. Allen would say, that's the nitrous cowboy. I believe.
He's bringing that 3 car forward, gained 3 spots so far tonight.
Troy always has either a DEI throwback or a Richard Childress throwback, and they are always on point for sure.
So we're watching that 01 car. That's Sean Dunaway. He is under fire from Rob Yost Jr. Now getting some breathing room. Drivers finally starting to get spaced out.
Yeah, definitely getting spaced out.
I'll tell you what, Emmett, this track is so small, it just feels to me like there's no camera that actually, there we go, we get a little bit of breathing room here. There's no camera far out enough to see what's going on as we have another caution. Looks like Eric Howard going to be caught up in this one.
Cody Benelli, I just want to add, Cody Benelli said in the chat, slipping and sliding round and round.
Here we watch. Oh, contact with the 43.
Oh,
that
man,
is a
goes
rough
around.
one.
Eric Howard has not had a good night tonight so far.
But that, I mean, that's one reason you like to know that fast repair is there when you take a head-on collision into the wall.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Not going to be the end of your night. You might lose a lap, though, as we've now
Yeah.
got a number of drivers on pit road. Watch out. Some ghost contact there as drivers squeezing her out. Not a very wide pit road here in the Nashville Fairgrounds.
I wonder if iRacing will ever take the ghost effect off, you know, like the console NASCAR games used to have, because that would be interesting for sure. Give it that realistic feel, you know?
Well, I'll tell you where they're really going to have an issue with it is if you ever run an endurance race,
Yeah.
like the 24 Hours of Daytona or something, they don't always have enough pit stalls for the number of cars, and you got to share. So second caution of the night wrapping up. Eric Howard off the nose of 43. That's Alex Teft.
Truth has been. Oh, never mind. Yeah, Truth is. Oh, he pitted. That's right. I was about to say, what happened to Truth?
Yeah, we've got a number of drivers taking the pit stop there. So we take a look at our top 15. You can see the 4 drivers at the front have not pitted. Then Truth Hoke, the first one on 4 tires there under this stop. So he's going to be coming in a hurry.
Yeah, definitely. Look at that. Steven Luttrell's back up there in the top 5.
Yeah, a little pit strategy, bringing him back into it.
Kane got a great restart right there.
He did. Joshua Neal in that 82. He's in second place right now. Rob Yost Jr. in third. Neal up 10 positions from the start of the race, using some pit strategy to gain some track position, and I think that's going to be the name of the game. It's all going to come down to when's that last caution going to fly, and who saved a set of tires, and maybe saved enough fuel to get to that point of the race and pit. Oh, the 83 goes around.
Oh, man. Was that Truth Hoke also involved, I believe?
I mean, we got a whole load of cars involved in this one. At least Massey and Yost. So we take a look. The 87. Oh, they're already going around. It was the 83.
Yeah. Looked like the 83 might have came off the nose. Yeah,
Now,
that's what happened.
Here we go. The 55 of Hoke and the 83.
Oh, man.
And then just collecting a whole handful of drivers after that. I mean, what do you think of this one, Emmett? It looks like, I mean, the 83 isn't all the way to the wall. And maybe he's just a little loose to begin with.
I think Truth was just trying to get some side draft off that car, but oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think the 55 was assuming the 83 would be closer to the wall on exit.
Mm-hmm.
And you know about assumptions, or when you assume.
Well, you know, after watching Truth race these past couple of weeks, I don't think he did that on purpose.
Oh no, yeah, I think that's that doesn't really help anybody's race to make contact there.
No, not at all. Does move him up to second, though.
So it looks like the 43 going to catch the lucky dog here, get his lap back. That makes 15 cars on the lead lap.
Speaking of lucky dog, I hate that NASCAR took away the lucky dog and made it the United Relief lap or whatever.
Yeah, we all know what it's called. Right?
Exactly.
You know, the other one that gets me is when they call the bus stop at Watkins Glen the inner loop. I'm like, come on,
That's
guys.
what they called it? Really?
Yeah, I don't know who's in charge of rebranding that specific turn name, but it's always the bus stop to me.
It's always the bus stop, and then you got the carousel coming out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm still not used to calling it the Echo Park restart zone only at some tracks.
Yeah,
It just
and then
feels
also,
like it's always going to be Geico.
well, then also Atlanta being Echo Park Speedway.
So it's going to be Joshua Neal out front, up 11 positions from the start of the race. We got one lap to green here. Let's take another look at our pit strategy update. Neal, the only driver not to have stopped. And then we've got a kind of a mixture. We've got Curtis Ecker there. He took 4 tires back on 9 laps ago on that previous caution. But Luttrell, he's been out there 24 laps after picking up 4 tires. Everybody else a little more recent back behind him. And here we go again. Pace truck is off. We're coming back to the green flags. Joshua Neal in the 82 is out front, being chased by Curtis Ecker and Steven Luttrell in the 36.
So they must have gave Hoke an EOL. Oh, hard in the wall.
You can see how loose these cars are coming off the turn. I mean, I think of all the NASCAR series, the Xfinity car is definitely the one that you have to battle on turn exit. Whether it's being tight at Dover or loose at a short track like Richmond or Nashville Fairgrounds where we are tonight.
Yeah, it's just like these cars, they don't have any grip hardly. You know, like you're slipping and sliding in the corners, and it's like even if there's grip, you know, if there's rubber put down, you still don't have any grip for some reason. They're fast.
Brandon Puffenbarger up to second now as Joshua Neal begins to fall back. Again, he was the only car that hasn't pitted yet tonight. I think the tire's starting to catch up with him.
This is a unique track. It looks like Southern National, kind of a bigger version of Southern National. How the turns are, you know, how they're banked.
Yeah, just watching these drivers out there tonight makes me want to jump in the rig, get out there myself. Had the privilege to join a Racers Elite Next Gen race a couple weeks ago while my league was on break. Had a lot of fun with all the drivers here at Racers Elite. Appreciate them letting me join in for one. Even got to race side by side with our friend Alan Bergen. For a couple laps anyway.
Yeah, he was saying that he won the race to the beer stand.
I don't know if he won the race, but he got there pretty quick. We're watching the side-by-side battle between Sean Dunaway and Troy Thomas. Troy out of Boone, North Carolina.
Done away in that Hello Kitty machine.
He's going to get around Dunaway. And here we go. Andrew Taft working his way back to the front after that penalty on the start.
Just gotta watch that apron because it's slicker than owl snot probably down there.
Making his way up. He's back to fourth now as he gets around the 82. 98 car. Andrew Teft, always a fixture in the Racers Elite races, of course. He's running the show, but he's also on track. Gotta love the driver-owner combo, Tony Stewart style.
Speaking of Tony Stewart Racing, did you see where Donnie Schatz has parted ways with Tony Stewart Racing?
No, I did
in
not.
the World of Outlaws. Yep, sure did. Today, I believe it was announced. That's huge. You know, I got to meet Tony Stewart one time, and let's just say it was not a good experience.
Man. Taft now up to third. 40 laps into this 140 lap race. That's 100 to go. Easy math on that one.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that 98 car's journey. We mentioned the penalty right at the start of the race. Dropped all the way back to 18th, and he has been charging forward ever since. Getting a little bit of repairs done there on his second pit stop. We've got another caution. Cody Benelli involved.
Oh, Truth Hoke.
Again, we need to hire a new replay director. All these wrecks are already happening before we even take a look at them.
Man, Benelli got loose.
Loose and into the wall. And all the other drivers just trying to avoid him.
It's a good thing they got that fast repair.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, you might need more than one, but only one here tonight.
Robert Yost said, "Quick night for me, LOL." Oh, well.
And while everybody's taking a trip down pit road, we're going to take our first commercial break of the night. We'll come back for the next restart here in just a few minutes. Thank you for watching the Racers Elite Wednesday Xfinity Series here with SRM. All right, welcome back to the action here with Racers Elite Xfinity Series Nashville Fairgrounds. Just finished up our fourth caution of the night, and we are back. Green flag racing here. Lap 46 is underway. Brandon Puffenbarger in the lead. But we've been watching that 98 car be on the charge the last couple laps.
I hope they don't get Puffenbarger because he was out by just a little bit as much as Teft was on the start, so hopefully they don't get Puffenbarger.
Yeah, I think on a restart, as long as the pace truck is in, you can go as the leader. And I believe he was the leader at the time. So he's going to charge forward, try to build a gap over that 98. Further back in the field, though, they're 2x2. Do-si-do. 3 wide.
3 wide.
That's Truth Hoke in the middle. Barry Nelson sending them 3 wide by diving down low.
Man.
And they're both going to get around the 43, not before getting a little loose, though.
And Hoke's able to take advantage of it. It takes the position away from Nelson and Alex Teft. for the moment.
And again,
Man, Nelson is all kinds of loose. Oh, there he goes.
Just as you said it, look out. Oh, picking up another one. That's going to be our 5th caution of the night here for Nelson.
That hit that yellow car took, that was a lot. I think we over-exaggerated how hard that hit was.
It just looked rough.
It did.
Let's see, who was that? That was at the 50? Trying his best to get out of it. Let's actually ride along with the 50 car. That's Terry Fennell. You know, sometimes you just can't avoid it. Your brain's going, go high, go low. Your spotter might be saying the opposite. It sure looks like he was going to go back up into traffic.
I think it's trying to pull some trickery like the Savannah Bananas. I mean, you got a yellow car. You're from Savannah, Georgia, huh?
Not gonna argue with you. But Hoke is now on pit road. Don't think he picked up any damage, but again, this pit strategy has been the key to success here for a number of drivers. No, not really fuel, just all tires. When do you decide to get your fresh tires? Again, you only have 4 sets in addition to what you start with.
Yeah, for real.
So Hoke going to come out. Looks like he's going to be around 12th. That's the last car on the lead lap at the moment. Puffenbarger still out front. Teft still second, and Ecker in third. "52 laps are in the books." Feel like we really haven't gotten a long green flag run here to see who can save tires. It was going to be Puffenbarger and Taft on the front row for this restart one more time.
Nice drone shot right there.
And they're off. Green flag in the air one more time. Puffenbarger out front, but Teft trying to take it from him on the outside.
Yeah, Puffenbarger using that inside line, and he must have found some grip down there because Andrew Teft just can't get around him. But look at Puffenbarger going to slide up in front of Teft. And look at the gyro cam, just showing you how these turns are so highly banked. And Puffenbarger is able to drive off corner exit.
A little further back here, a battle for 5th place between Dunaway and Neal. Neal going to take it for now. You can see multiple cars bottoming out there in the turn. Sparks flying.
Yeah, definitely. I can't believe they can't get a better run. The ones that are actually using the banking, running that outside line, and get the speed off corner exit like the guys that are running that inside line can.
Truth Hoke trying to make his way back to the front. Kind of been an up and down night for that 55.
Here he goes. Trying to get position.
Yeah,
Keep your foot in it.
You can see what's been going on with the 55. Caught up in that accident back on the caution around lap 25 or so. Drop back to 15th. He's made repairs twice here under caution, working his way back to the front.
And I believe Truth Hoke is the oldest driver in the field, if I remember right. I thought that's what Alan told me. Man,
55 up to fifth. Now looking at the bumper of Troy Thomas. He's going to go under that 3-car.
try to use that inside line where everybody's got that grip. Ooh, Troy Thomas way up on out of the groove. Gotta watch when you get up there though, Shane. There's a lot of marbles can get on your tires and it can really cause you to get real loose, and it's pretty much slick up there. Not as much rubber put down like we see on that inside line.
82-3 going at it now. I'll tell you what this track reminds me of. It kind of feels like if Richmond had 2 back stretches. You know, there's a lot of space, a lot of banking in the turns, but then it gets real tight on you as you come up out of the turn. I'm a little biased because I live about 5 minutes from the Richmond track, so excited for the racing action this weekend as the 3-car gets loose, saves it.
Are you going Sunday?
I'm not going this time. We've got some home renovations going on, and I'm getting ready to have my mom move in with us, with putting an addition on and everything. So didn't have the energy. But when I go to the race, you know, I like to do it big with a 7 p.m. green flag. And as we're talking, Truth Hoke has taken the lead. Fresh tires prevailing here on probably the longest green flag run of the night.
Yeah, what a move by Truth Hoke, using that outside line to just shoot past a Puffenbarger, and that car's freaking fast there, Shane.
Yeah, again, it's all about tires. You can just see the trajectory he's on since that last stop. Flying through the field.
He is
Puffenbarger and Taft, 30 more laps on their tires.
Oh.
I mean, nobody in the field has pitted more recently than Truth Hoke, and it is showing. And take a look at who's running the fastest laps, though. It's pretty much the top 5. Hoke, the fastest on track for the last 5 laps, then Taft. Next, Puffenbarger. So those top 3 are the 3 fastest cars on track right now. And one more lap, we'll be halfway. Take a look at our lap leaders. Puffenbarger leading the most so far with 30. But Hoke building up his stats. He's probably going to try to pass Puffenbarger here if this stays green. Also got Kane, Neal, Ecker, and Taft all leading a lap. And all of them running in the top 10.
Yeah, Dennis Kane, I really thought he was going to look a lot better after, you know, pulling that pit strategy like we were talking about. But ever since that green flag, he's just not had the car that I thought he would have for sure.
And you just got to wonder, did taking tires there, did that set Hoke up to have an extra set when he needs them here later in the race? That's the only thing I'd be worried about.
Yeah, definitely. I'll tell you though, Shane, I'm jealous. You have a cookout in your neck of the woods.
We do. I mean, they've only been here maybe 3 or 4 years.
Sponsor the race.
But yeah, we're getting all the good stuff. We got a Buc-ee's coming. I know that's a big thing around town right now.
You'll like Buc-ee's, trust me. Got one about 2 hours over by. It's actually right across the street from Texas Motor Speedway. Visit there quite often when we head down to the DFW area.
So you can see on the track map there, Hoke is pulling away.
Man,
He's built up over 2.5 seconds over Puffenbarger in second.
And I know Hope, he's saying, please, please don't have a caution. Everyone else is pleading to have a caution.
Exactly. I mean, if a caution doesn't come out here, eventually somebody's going to have to pit. And he's got the most fuel in the tank of anyone on top of those fresh tires.
I was about to say, I think he can go the distance. Don't you think?
I've been crunching the numbers here. See if we can figure out exactly what the maximum fuel run is. Got a battle heating up here for 8th between Kane, Thomas, and Luttrell.
You know, I'm surprised because Stephen Luttrell, I watched him win a race here in the mini stocks, and I believe in the late model. So I'm surprised that he's running. Well, he's still got a top 10, but he did get caught up in that wreck. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But usually a pretty good short track racer, Mr. Stephen Luttrell is. Of course, he's already locked into the playoffs with that win at Daytona.
That's right. Yeah, you mentioned drivers getting caught up in wrecks. So we take a look at our wrench wranglers. Those are the drivers spending the most time making repairs. Benelli with 2.5 minutes already. He's currently sitting 3 laps down, but he is in a lucky dog position, so might have some hope to get back there. Richard Ode with 1.5 minutes. Everybody else just a couple seconds. Minor damage. As we continue to watch this battle, this is the best one on the track between Thomas and Luttrell. And Luttrell, I mean, he's the biggest gainer in the race so far, up 7 positions to 10th.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not doing nothing.
Yeah, Stevens, like I said, great short track racer. I've seen him run anything from a mini stock here and a late model, like I was saying. But yeah, great short track racer, but also a great super speedway driver as well. Here he goes to the inside. Clear.
Yeah, Dennis Kane taking a peek on Kirby Wainscott.
Joshua Neal taking the position away from Curtis Ecker. Oh, sorry. Oh, I got confused. Never mind. Because I got the stream going on the side so I can keep up with the chat. I was looking at the stream. Oh, goodness. But he did take that position away, so.
Yeah, they're getting it done. I mean, they went from everybody spaced out to 4 cars right on top of each other there. And again, Truth Hoke continues to pull away. Now 4 seconds ahead of that 5 car in second place. Right now, looking like he picked the perfect time to hit pit road and get those tires when no one else did. That was back on lap 50.
Yeah, and I believe he can go the whole way. Isn't that what your numbers are saying?
Let me finish my calculations. I know they're not using a ton of fuel here.
I mean, heck, he's so far out, he could just clutch it in the corners. If he had to, if he had to save. Man, Curtis Ecker is dropping like a rock.
Yeah, I mean, my numbers are saying these guys can go almost 100 laps on a tank. So that, yeah, you're right. That means Hoke can make it, and nobody else can if this stays green. Now, maybe Joshua Neal, he put it on lap 42. That'd be 98 laps for him. Luttrell on lap 43. But Puffenbarger and Teft and Dunaway, they're second, third, and fourth. They're going to need a stop.
Yeah, definitely.
And such an interesting race here as we saw caution after caution for the first 50 laps. And the second 50 laps have been caution free.
That's all Truth Hope needed, just to pull out and just dominate this race so far.
We do have a number of drivers here with Chicken Coop Racing. Take a look at how they're running. Andrew is the best car so far. He's in third. Then we got Ecker in 10th. Wayne Scott 11th. And Alex Teft in 12th. All those.
Ecker was running good, Shane, and then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, he just started fading, and then he just dropped like a rock all the way back to 10th, and he was running in the top 3 or top 4.
I don't think we have any other multi-car teammates out there, but right now Misfits Racing looking pretty good. An average running position of first.
Yeah. Gonna be a good points day.
The battle for second starting to heat up a little bit as Dunaway, Teft, and Puffenbarger coming back together.
Yeah, and that's really not helping them because as they continue to battle, Truth Hoax able to pull away. Now out to they're chasing him down, but Teft is 5 seconds back and Puffenbarger's 473. So I don't. Not gonna say anything because I don't want to jinx it, but it's not looking good for the top 3.
Let's see if we can get that time delta chart not cooperating with us tonight. I was trying to see, is Puffenbarger gaining? Because I think you're right. Hoke's starting to slow down a little bit. Not sure if, I have to imagine he's just realizing what kind of gap he has.
Yeah. I mean, Puffenbarger. Oh, well, that's to Andrew Teft. I was about to say.
Yeah, I'm not. Again, the chart. The chart is not cooperating with us tonight. We're gonna fire our chart guy. Is Alan the chart guy? I don't know. We'll have to see.
I believe so. We're gonna blame Alan for the chart.
Well, here we go. Teft gets loose, trying to get around the 5. Looks like he's gonna be able to do it though. That car, that 98 is loose.
Yost said Culver's over Cookout, and he said he only had to pit once for fuel. William Luttrell says Steven says he's not that good at this track.
Now over 100 laps in the books. Just 38 remain. Hoke. I mean, as Teft and Dunaway and Puffenbarger started battling, they really started losing time to the 55. Now 6 seconds out.
Oh. Golly. Hopefully there's no rain in the forecast.
I don't think so, but yeah, we gotta thank our sponsor at Race Control, Speed Zone Race Control. They were working hard the first half of the race, getting a break now.
Mm-hmm. Getting a big break. I'll tell you, she does a good job in race control, for sure. Oh, Teft's on. Is that Teft on pit road?
Yeah, he's hitting pit road now.
Get Joshua Neal.
Troy Thomas, Curtis Ecker, they're in too. I mean, they pitted more recently than Dunaway and Puffenbarger. So this is a strategic play here. I can't imagine they're going to stay on the lead lap. They're already a lap down now while they're sitting in their pit.
I was going to say, I don't think they're going to be able to. If they're trying to jump him, they're not going to be able to do it.
So, and like, yeah, I mean, I don't think Hoke is going to be coming to pit road before this thing's over.
I think
Dunaway and Puffenbarger, they've got to pit.
I mean, you've got a 6-second lead. I think you just, if you have to, just clutch it in the corners and just, you know, hope that there's enough in the tank to get you to the end. Because, I mean, you got to, with that big of a lead, I mean, we should see him maybe slowing up just a little bit. But who knows?
And when we jump on board with our leader, now 7.5 seconds over the 01 car of Sean Dunaway. But really, I mean, if this stays green, he's really racing Dennis Kane in fourth.
Yeah.
He is the highest running driver other than Truth Hoke, who can probably make it on fuel.
Going to add, Shane, I like your little wrench wranglers little chart.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that was pretty sweet. I was like, hey, that's cool.
Yeah, we've got a whole package of updated graphics and overlays here at SRM. I'm going through some prototyping and testing here tonight. Wrench Wranglers is one I like. It's not perfect, but you make some assumptions. Basically, we're guessing that anytime someone spends more than 15 or so seconds on pit road, which is how long it takes to get 4 tires and fuel, that extra time is spent making repairs, and that lets us take a look at who's been adding up those repairs over the course of the night.
Definitely. If these boys ain't careful, Truth might come up and lap the whole field.
I mean, he's definitely going to lap anybody who has to pit. So Teft and Thomas have pitted, as well as Ecker. Teft and Thomas are only 1 lap down, but Ecker is 2. So Andrew Teft sitting in the lucky dog position right now. But if you're Sean Dunaway and Brandon Puffenbarger, I think you just got your fingers crossed. You're hoping for a caution. And if my math is anywhere close, they've only got probably 5 more laps before they have to come in. Take a look at Dunaway in that 01 Hello Kitty car.
I'll tell you what would be interesting. We're 15 laps away from hitting 130, so that gives us about 11 laps to go in the race. Is that when we see our caution? If it happens, who knows? Especially with all these cars getting bunched up, coming off pit road, going on pit road.
I mean, I think we've only got 2 cars that have to pit, so it's not going to be a ton of bunching up. And there it is. Puffenbarger decides he's had enough. Coming, that's exactly 100 laps for him. So my calculator was at least pretty close here. Let's see if Dunaway can stretch it. No, he's coming down now if he's not already out of fuel.
That car looks pretty slow. Well, he's on pit road, but I mean, it looks slower than that.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I think he might have run out, stretching it one more lap there. So now it's actually the 81 of Ira Kohlhaas who has passed Dennis Kane. He is now the best running driver that can make it on fuel other than our leader. But these tires have got to be getting old as well. We'll take a look at our pit strategy stats here in a minute and see just how many laps these drivers have gone on this set of tires.
Glad you're able to pronounce that last name, because I wouldn't have gave it any effort.
You know, I've started to take some pride in my name pronunciation here as a broadcaster.
You did a great job.
But yeah, as we take a look, Truth Hoke has gone 70 laps. Kohlhaas 77. Pretty much everybody other than those top 7 cars there, they're on fresh tires, but these guys making it count. And that means there's only 6 cars currently on the lead lap, as Alex Teft is last. Oh, we got maybe Kirby Wayne's got. No, he's the first car 1 lap down. So 6 cars on the lead lap. That's all we've got right now.
So Alex Teft, the last one. Alex Teft is actually going to have a really good run tonight, Shane. He's had a couple hiccups in the last 2 races, but great run for Alex. Even though he might go a lap down, he's still going to get a 6th place finish.
Nothing wrong with that. Especially after surviving some of those earlier incidents. "17 laps to go here." Again, we thank you for joining us with the Racers Elite Wednesday Xfinity Series here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. We had a string of cautions early, but we've been on a long green flag run, about 76 laps here. When that last caution came out, 55 car was the only one to hit pit road, setting himself up to have the freshest tires of the field and leaving just 7 cars that could make it on fuel without stopping during this green flag run. We saw Andrew Taft pick up a jump start penalty at the start of the race, get an EOL, and then race all the way back to 2nd before he had to pit for fuel just a couple laps ago. You know, I think when this race started, I said fuel strategy will absolutely not play into this thing.
I believe that's what you said.
And I have been proven wrong by Truth Hoke. I also think pre-race I mentioned that Hoke was the driver right on the playoff cut line. He's not going to have to worry about that if he can last 12 more laps.
I was going to say, watch what you say. It's happened to me several times. You know, I felt like DW when he said Jinger was pulling away in the Coke 600 on the final lap, and then he ran out of gas.
Oh, well, yeah, don't remind me of that one. That one still hurts.
Yes, it did.
Now, cut to Troy Thomas because I was going to say there's a battle, but battle's over. Sean Dunaway on much fresher tires, I guess, just running by Thomas. So Peffenbarger, now the first tire on super fresh tires. Still one lap down.
That's good that car did not stall out, you know, because we thought maybe he was out of fuel. So that's good to see.
Yeah, and at this point in the race, the tires aren't making a big enough difference. Peffenbarger running about 0.6 faster than Hoke. with only 9 to go, that's not going to be enough. I'm not even sure that's enough for him to unlap himself before this thing is over.
What a run from Ira, though.
But Dunaway and Puffenbarger are having a pretty good battle here for 8th. Again, they're the first 2 cars on tires here recently. As Hoke kind of managing the lead now. Looks like he's backed off a good bit. Running laps slower than Ira Colehouse in second. Yeah, I can't explain that one. No advantage to pitting again here unless he forgot to put fuel in it or something. And he might be parking it.
Well,
again, it's been all Truth Hoke for about the last 86 laps. He's led 89 tonight.
no, Alan's gonna like to see that. He's a big cheerleader for Truth Hoke.
The AC Delco Camaro looking good out there tonight for Misfits Racing. Again, Hoke now 90 laps led. The only other driver in double digits is Puffenbarger. And he is back in 8th, still a lap down. Has fuel strategy and tire strategy. I mean, tires is what got Hoke to the front. The top 5 all won the fuel strategy, but Hoke won the tire strategy on top of it.
How about this, though? Truth Hoke is going to race his way in to the playoffs.
Doing a great job here as we are now on the final lap of the night. Hoke dominating early, dominating late. Only pitted 3 times and made repairs for 2 of those 3, and he's going to bring home the victory.
Whoa, what's going on? Why are they slowing? Oh, it's over.
It's over.
I was wondering. I saw the white flag and I was like, why is he slowing down?
Yeah, it's going to be Hoke, Kohlhaas, and Kane, your podium here tonight. Is that 55? Going to do some donuts here on the front stretch. Getting it done. Fairgrounds almost not big enough to do a proper donut, but he's going to get some in. Trying not to hit the wall with that 55 machine. And there he goes. So we'll try to pull our podium drivers up in the booth here in just a minute. So we jump back and watch some of the action as Hoke took the lead back around the halfway mark of the race. Let's see. It looks like we've got Dennis Kane about ready to chat with us. Emmett, you've got P3 driver Dennis Kane here for you.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. Dennis, talk about how do you build on this top 3. Congrats on the 3rd place finish. What could you have done different on your strategy to have a shot at winning this race?
I really don't know, to be honest with you. It was tough out here tonight. There's a lot of guys, looks like, running a bunch of different lines. I was just trying to figure out what was working best for me. Maybe I could have figured out a little bit earlier, but to be honest with you, I don't think anybody had anything for Truth. Other than that, yeah, for the season, yeah, it's good to finally have a solid finish. I had a couple of incidences the last few weeks that have really taken some good finishes that I would have and made them into bad finishes. So it's kind of rewarding to end up with a third place.
So how do you build on this going forward with the playoffs looming?
Yeah, I mean, it was a rough start. I just got to keep grinding. That's all I can keep doing is keep my nose clean and try to have solid finishes and sneak into the playoffs.
All right. Well, is there anyone you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I think Racers Elite Broadcasting, our network, Mars, Mid-Atlantic Racing, Shenko Diecast. We think so that's about it. Just everyone's having a good job. Great group of guys to race with. Keep it going.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Cool. Thank you.
Shane?
That was Dennis Kane, your third place driver. Next up, we're going to talk to driver of the 81, Ira Kohlhaas. How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Doing great. First thing first, we want to check in, make sure we got your name pronounced right.
Yeah. It's Cole like the store, and then Haas from like Stewart Haas Racing.
All right. So you brought it home P2. I mean, Truth Hope kind of outsmarted everybody on pit strategy, fuel strategy there to have a huge lead, but you battled up right at the end ahead of Dennis Kane. Talk to us about your race.
I was just trying to stay out of everybody's way. This is my, third week back maybe. Took about a year off. Life just got busy, and I mean, we're sitting here playing a video game, so, priorities and stuff like that come ahead of a video game, but it's taken a little bit getting used to it, getting comfortable in the seat again, basically trying not to fall out of the seat by the end of the races. But I usually would get around Nashville pretty good, and then I guess on this game it'd be called my home track, so I had to run good here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it looks like you stopped a few times to make some repairs early in the race. How did you survive kind of the onslaught of cautions early on to be there and run out this green flag run at the end?
Actually, that first one might have actually been my fault. I had a security scan come up on the computer and my screen went blank. So I'm sure they were just trying to avoid me. But a couple of cautions came out after that, let me get the repairs made, and bad luck bit my teammate Brandon Massey. But it was just riding, man, trying to find a good line where I wasn't burning the tires coming up off of 2 and 4, and not burning the corners or not burning the tires up going into the corner.
Well, it worked out for you tonight. A great finish, P2. Congratulations on the podium. Anybody else you got to send some thanks and shout outs to?
Yeah, for sure. I got to thank Randy and Jennifer Sellers from RJS Automotive. Always going to run them on my cars. War Paint Wraps, PRN, and my buddy Clay Fulton with Muddy Bird Taxidermy.
All right. Well, congratulations again, and we'll see you again next week.
All right. We'll be here.
All right. Next up for you, Emmett, is going to be driver of the 55, winner of tonight's race at Nashville Fairgrounds, Truth Hope.
How's it going?
Truth, congrats, man. How does it feel to be in victory lane?
Feels great, man. It does. Feels great. I just hate I got into Rob there. I pushed up out of the turn and I just made a mistake.
It seems like each and every week you were running good, but then like something would happen. Daytona, you lost your engine, and then just other things happened. But how do you build on this going forward now that you are locked in the playoffs for sure?
Just try to maintain, good runs, and just maintain. Just I've been so close so many times on stuff, but yeah, it was a really fun race tonight. Slick, but really fun. That last pit stop I made, only reason I made it is because I had a lot of damage when the 19 come off the wall. I pitted that caution and it didn't fix much, and then the next caution come out, so I got to fix. I can't drive. My steering wheel was almost 3 o'clock.
Dang.
And then once I pitted, and I thought, I got better tires than everybody else. I'm going to the front.
Mhm.
Luckily, everything just laid out right. It stayed green, and I was thinking, when it got to lap 100, I thought caution's gonna come out.
Uh-huh.
Then 120, I said caution's gonna come out. 130, caution. Until I got the white flag, every lap was, I'm waiting for a caution. I'm waiting for a caution.
Yeah. Well, you didn't get that caution. You were able to put it on them tonight. And is there anyone you'd like to thank out there before we let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my wife, worked me in this, and the team, Misfits with Troy, Chris, Jesse. Jesse, can't wait for Jesse to get back. Andrew for such a great league he's put together, and you guys for broadcasting. Can't wait to watch it back tomorrow.
See you next week.
All right, thank you very much.
No problem. Shane?
All right. We do want to apologize to Misfits. I mentioned earlier I thought Truth was the only Misfits driver on the track. It looks like iRacing is just case sensitive, so it didn't pick up. Troy Thomas also out there for Misfits tonight, as Truth mentioned. So that's going to be the race here for us tonight. Let's take a look at the final results one more time. Oh, come back here. I had it for a minute. There it is. Truth Hoke, your winner. Ira Kohlhaas in second. Dennis Kane rounding out the podium. Then Stephen Luttrell, Joshua Neal, Sean Dunaway, Alex Teft, Brandon Puffenbarger, Troy Thomas, and Kirby Wainscott are your top 10. And then it's Curtis Ecker, Cody Benelli, Andrew Teft, Richard Ode, Terry Fennell, Barry Nelson, Brandon Massey, Rob Yost Jr., Eric Howard, and Brett Bay. Again, I'm not sure Brett started the race, but he's on the leaderboard either way. But yeah, just another great race here with Racers Elite. Glad you could join us here Wednesday night with the Xfinity Series. Emmett, you got any other thoughts before we close this one out?
Man, to quote Kyle Larson, this was just a good old-fashioned butt whooping. You know, Truth Hope, once he made those pit stops, he took these boys behind the woodshed, per se, and great win for that team, and really going to build on it going forward now that he's locked into the playoffs. What a way to race your way in.
Yes, sir. So I want to thank everyone for joining us again tonight. It's been a great race here with Racers Elite, and we will catch you next time here with SRM. Hope everybody has a great week.